development comes nearly a fortnight after the dismissal of Billy Bremner, the previous manager whose ties with the club stretched back more than 20 years. And it follows an angry demonstration by Leeds fans on Saturday after the club had lost for the 4th successive time.
The hot favourite for the manager's job at Leeds had been Howard Wilkinson, so his arrival at Elland Road this morning came as no real surprise. At a news conference, Wilkinson explained why he'd decided to leave Sheffield Wednesday for a 5-year contract at Leeds.
I felt the time was right for me and Sheffield Wednesday to say a fond farewell to each other. I thought it was right from their point of view because I think that they can go further and better, perhaps with someone else there.
The club are delighted by his move.
I think we like his integrity, we like his professionalism, and we like his directness. And I think that overall he's a man that can make a football club into something good.
My main job now is to get Leeds United away from the foot of the 2nd Division and eventually get them into the First Division.
A time scale on that?
I have no time scale on it because I don't know what the task at hand is, but obviously the supporters will set a time scale on it. Whether it's a reasonable one doesn't matter. Just as when I went to Sheffield Wednesday, they have been in the 2nd Division now a long time, too long for them, they feel, and they'll be looking for me to do, work a miracle, and the sooner it's worked, the better.
Today, the Leeds United board waited for their new man to arrive and start the long process of rebuilding the team.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
In the news conference, Wilkinson's coffee cup runneth over in anticipation.
I arrive with certain thoughts in my head. I hope when we're doing well we can afford cups with handles on. I'll put it in saucer.
We decided, when regretfully we had to make a change, that we wanted a First Division manager with a success record. Howard Wilkinson completely meets those parameters, and as far as we're concerned, the situation now is settled, and we've got the manager that we want, and we're looking forward to great days with him.
Excellent news, I think. The key to it is that he's been given a 5-year contract, so he's got time to do the job properly, and I don't think that Leeds could have picked a more meticulous and hard-working manager.
I would have dearly loved Sheffield Wednesday to have gone all the way and with me leading them. It was unfortunate that when we finished 5th we didn't get in Europe, and when we got to the semi-final we didn't get to the final. It's little things like that that can make all the difference.
There was no hero's welcome for the new Leeds manager, just a handshake from his chairman, who must be praying he's got the right man this time. Elland Road's glory days are long gone now, and less than 9,000 saw Peterborough go close to scoring the night's first goal. Leeds led 2-1 from the first leg, and there was clear relief when they stretched that lead. Ian Baird's cross swept in by Bobby Davison. The result was never in doubt after that. The goal restored confidence to players whose morale had been on the wane. The second goal was beautifully set up by 18-year-old David Batty and finished in typical style by Vince Hilaire. Peterborough were given a glimmer of hope when Aspin brought down Cusack. Bryn Gunn sent Mervyn Day the wrong way with the penalty. John Sheridan's thunderbolt was kept out by Joe Neenan, but 3 minutes later Jerry McElhinney was caught out by the elusive Batty, and Sheridan got his reward. 3-1 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate, and a winning start for the new boss.
Yes, it's as far as we're concerned, the players and I, tonight's the start of our season, and it's always nice at the start of the season to score your first goal and get your first win. So,
how much influence do you feel you've been able to exert in 48 hours?
Absolutely none.
Right.
None, not really. I mean, minimal. I did say before the game that tonight's result, I had no bearing on tonight's result, other than someone had arrived and they had someone who was the manager.
Did it seem a bit strange here tonight at Elland Road for you after so many years at Hillsborough?
Absolutely, really very, very bewildering. I mean, there were times even tonight when I sort of thought to myself, where am I? It seemed like it was like an away game. It was before the game, you know, I got changed in a different place, different strip. I found the whole thing a sort of, it had a sort of dreamlike quality to it. You know, it was as if I was standing outside it looking in at times.
Strachan has been a favourite at Old Trafford for years, but why did he choose Leeds rather than First Division Sheffield Wednesday?
When you leave Manchester United, I think it's the biggest club in the world. I didn't want to leave Manchester United and go to a club and just tick along and play at my time. I still feel I've got a lot to offer the game, so does Howard. I'm here to try and improve Leeds United and get them back where they belong. And if I can do that in the 2 years I'm here, I feel I've achieved something.
You know, it wasn't very long ago when a certain Johnny Giles came from Manchester United and did a pretty useful job. Many people are looking at you and wondering whether you can do the same. Do you think you can?
Different type of player, different era. I'm Gordon Strachan. I appreciate what Johnny Giles done, but I can't go looking back there. I've got to look to the future. Any comparisons, that's just up to other people. I'm just here to do my job, and I think I can do it well.
And if you can continue... It's a long time since there have been headlines quite as vitriolic as these. To put it mildly, Leeds have been mauled.
This game made you weep. Sure, the old Leeds always kicked and snarled, but they could play too. The only way I can describe it is really, really boring.
Calculating, clinical, cynical and sly. Those were the qualities which Howard Wilkinson has unashamedly resurrected.
Howard Wilkinson is rebuilding Leeds in the image of the kick and rush monster he created at Sheffield Wednesday.
An outlook to the good of football on a par with General Custer's view to the welfare of the Red Indian nation.
But far from being on the run, the Leeds manager has reacted strongly to what he calls grossly unfair comments.
Pathetic, disgraceful, deep down very, very funny, because it was in a way so predictable. You know, a lot of it reads like Barbara Cartland, and a lot of the people who've written it are about as over the top as she is. The first question, you know, it's a really clever one. I've never been asked it before. Did you enjoy that? Well, you know, it's like watching your son trying to win a tennis match or pass an exam. You know, if you've lived with them, when they're laughing, you're laughing. When they're feeling pain, you're feeling pain. You don't enjoy it. You look at it through their eyes.
One or two of the comments said it was the old Leeds at its worst, cold, cynical, ruthless and so forth. I mean, are these the kind of comments that don't just annoy you, but actually hurt you?
Ever since I came here, that one keeps being thrown up. You know, you only have to commit a foul and on Monday morning, it's the old cynical Leeds. If you do something well, nobody ever writes about the old terrific Leeds. To be quite honest, it gets a bit boring.
Vinnie Jones inevitably was the brunt of much of the stick.
Well, you see, you've got dear old Trevor, who gives him stick on BBC Two. Trevor Brooking. Then he comes in the dressing room afterwards, nice as pie, can they have Vinnie Jones on Radio 2? We know what's been said. Now, I wouldn't mind if Trevor Brooking had come up to me and said, Howard Wilkinson, who I've known for quite some time, I've got to tell you, I feel that strongly about that. That was rubbish. But I get a handshake, I get a nice smile, and can we have Vinnie? Nah, I ask you. You know?